Hi, this is Cynthia, and I'm going to help you out with problem 6. And it says that we're going to prepare adjusting entries. And this is important for each of the above separate cases. Prepare the required December 31st year-end adjusting entries. So they are all separate cases. We have to have that in mind. So for the first entry, we have that the depreciation of the company's wind turbine equipment for the year is 6,300. So we have that it's a depreciation. So we should first do the depreciation expense as it is mentioned, right? And it says that it was 6,300. So we have to debit that amount to the depreciation expense, right? So 6,300. And then for each of these journal entries, we have to have a debit and a credit recording in each journal entry. So the credit for this one, if we already noted the depreciation expense, we should credit to the accumulated depreciation, right? Because we had this equipment before. So we do this by the same amount. We credit the same amount. And that will be the first entry. We go to the second one. Prepared insurance account for the solar panels had a 3,300 debit balance at December 31st before adjusting for the cost of any expired coverage. Analysis of prepaid insurance shows that 1,250 of unexpired insurance coverage remains at year end. So for this one, we're going to need the calculator. Let me find my calculator here. So, but first, we should note here what would go in the journal. So for this one, we have the we're talking about the coverage that we had for the insurance, and it's an expired insurance. So we have to note the insurance expense that we have to debit, and then we need the prepaid insurance that we have. Here, prepaid insurance. That was our asset, right? And we have to credit that. So we have the debit and the credit. Now we have to just easy from the 3,300 minus the 1,250, which was the unexpired insurance coverage that remains at the end of the year. So if we want to know how much we paid for the insurance, it's 2,500. So it's the same for both. I'm not really the best at explaining things, but okay. And we have both the debit and the credit amounts for both of this, and this entry would be clear as well. Then we have the third one. The company received 6,900 in cash in advance for sustainability consulting work. As of December 31st, 1/3 of their sustainability consulting work had been performed. So we have that it's important. 1/3 was performed. So for this one, we know that when we do work and we know that when we get paid and we don't do work, that is unearned revenue. So we have that unearned revenue, and the credit for this entry will be the service revenue that we did. Because we already did the 1/3, right? So services revenue. In this case, they are both revenues. So this is the debit and this one's the credit. We always have to put the debit at first and then the credit. So It says a 1/3. So what's 1/3 of this cash that we earned? See? So for in this calculator we do this. It's 1/3. This is 1/3 times the 6,900. 6,900. And that gives a total of $2,300 right? Of work that we did earn. So we have to debit that and credit the services revenue because we already did that work. That would be the third entry. Fourth entry, as of December 31st, so 2,500 in wages expense for the organic produce workers has been incurred but not yet paid. So wages, right? Wages expense. So we record that here. A wages expense. Okay, wages expense. But it has not yet been paid. So that is payable, right? That we have to pay still. Now for this amount, we just copy this one. It says in wages expense 2,500. 2,500, and we credit the same amount because we still have to pay that. We didn't yet. As of December 31st, right? That would be the fourth entry. And the final one, it says, as of December 31st, the company has earned, but not yet recorded, $530 of interest revenue from investments in socially responsible bonds. The interest revenue is expected to be received on January 12th. So we don't have that in cash yet. So we don't record that as cash. What we do though is that it says the company has earned but not yet recorded. So, and this is interest revenue that we have. So the interest receivable that we'll have on January 12th, it would be the interest receivable, right? On January 12th. And we have to do the same for interest revenue. We have to credit that to the revenue because we're going to receive it, right? So it says 530 and 530 for both. So we're going to view the journal that we worked on, and you see all of these have the debit and the credit. And now we're going to see if we did it right. So we hope everything's correct. And yep, everything's correct. So that would be it. I hope I did a good job at explaining things. I did my best. But yeah, I hope this helps you, and good luck on the rest of the week.